Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So after Traders Digest Donald Trump's longest ever State of the Union address, we're waiting to see now what the confirmation is on the market front. We're seeing the metal market a little bit rejuvenated over the past few days. We've had a little bit of a dip in yesterday's session, but most of all, we are on the, well, especially on the gold chart intraday, we're seeing now that price action attempted once time and time again to move above this resistance, failed, another test failed, but since the news that we are seeing more global risks heightening, we saw a spike above the most important 5100 psychological resistance level, and then actually moved above 52 before dropping a bit lower. So that's the next big movement. We're just testing now. That's the next big target, sorry, that we're testing at the moment. It's 5200. Obviously a long way to go before we get back to these record peaks that we saw not so long ago, but moving above 5600 is another $400. So we do have quite a little bit of a way to go before that, and depending on the market status, obviously, as I said, with global tensions simmering, we've got the Middle Eastern crisis, Russia-Ukraine conflict still going 4 years now since that began. Looks like there's no end in sight, even though there were supposedly peace talks a few weeks ago. Nothing has really materialized, and it is really ramping up a potential move again back to the upside, and potentially moving towards a couple of $100 at least to 5400. So this is the next target we're looking at the moment. But you know, in the near term, what can we say about gold? We've had such a frantic choppy price action, in the last few months. We're just waiting to see now if prices are going to be able to recover from this massive correction that we saw at the back end of January, which we were all prepared for, because after the massive run up before that, as you can see here, what a monumentous short space of time from 4,000 to 5,000, $1,000 being added to gold in such a short space of time. There was always going to be this massive correction which we saw. So now, as I said, 5200 is something we're looking at as the next psychological limit. Just flirting with that at the moment, but we'll wait and see if that does break. On the silver front, we're just testing now this kind of double top, which roughly about $90, which we're seeing at the moment, and prices more or less in the fun zone at the moment, you can say, because we're just testing that particular area, and if we do break, then expect the $100 region to be tested, you know, not too far away. The only thing is, for the not too much like gold, but silver is very vastly overbought on the RSI and giving us quite a strong bearish divergence now, as you can see on the chart. So this is something we're keeping an eye out for, because if prices do start slipping away, then expect a bit of a choppy price action movement, potentially back down to the 80 or below that particular region. So we could see a vast consolidation before moving a little bit lower, even before we get into the back end of this trading week as well. So lots to digest, lots to think about with gold. Obviously, it's really fundamentally driven for the last few months, and this is potentially what we're looking for at the moment. We saw quite a big sell-off in AI and tech stocks at the beginning of the week, the Dow correcting, S&P and the Nasdaq correcting. Could this be another one that's going to go the opposite direction, especially since Bitcoin is crashing as well? So thank you very much for joining me. As usual, bring you all the latest in fundamentals and technicals as they come. So stick with us, stay ahead, trade responsibly, and we'll speak again next time. Bye for now.